Transitional Words in Sequence, lesson number 4. Crafting a thesis statement and essay, part 2 of 2. Transitional Words in Sequence, lesson number 4. Crafting the thesis statement and essay, part 2 of 2. All handouts and PowerPoint presentations are available at MagicHatWritingInstruction.com. All handouts and PowerPoint presentations are available at MagicHatWritingInstruction.com. Transitional Words in Sequence, lesson number 4, Crafting a Thesis Statement and Essay, part 2 of 2. The objective, write an analytical text-based 5-paragraph essay. For today's handouts, you're going to need Article 2 and the Article 2 essay outline. Again, you'll need Article 2 and the Article 2 essay outline. Both handouts are available at MagicHatWritingInstruction.com. Again, both handouts are available at MagicHatWritingInstruction.com. So the first handout that you'll need, that should be on your desk, is the Article 2 handout. This is the article written by the parent saying that cell phones should not be banned. Again, it's the article written by the parent saying that cell phones should not be banned. You can download this article from MagicHatWritingInstruction.com. On your desk, you should also have the 6-page handout, Transitional Words in Sequence, Response 2, Essay Outline. This outline has all the things that you need to follow this lesson, today's presentation. You can actually complete part of the outline as you watch today's presentation, and then at the end of the presentation, when I ask that you complete the essay, you can simply write your sentences in the boxes that are provided for you on the outline. So please go ahead and make sure you've got this outline. It's very important. Okay, so let's get right to our writing prompt. Use TE times 3 from Article 2 and explain why cell phones should not be banned. Your response must include an introduction and conclusion. This is exactly the same essay, basically, that I wrote for you on Transitional Words in Sequence, Lesson 4, Part 1. Okay, the only difference is now we're taking from Article 2, so it's going to be different evidence, but it's the same basic structure as the model essay. So I'm saying that because I want you to realize that your model essay, which is also available at MagicHatWritingInstruction.com, that model essay will help you tremendously in completing this essay. So again, refer to the model essay for Article 1 for a better idea for how you can complete this essay. So let's get started right away. Let's go. First thing we need to do is review the evidence. Remember, before we write the thesis statement, we review the evidence. So let's go take a look at our Article 2 evidence. Okay, so you might remember we have an earlier presentation, we had the same slide, 4 pieces of possible evidence from Article 2. You can go through, please go through and read the evidence. Hopefully you've already got this evidence somewhere on your paper, possibly you've underlined it, circled it on your Article 2 handout. Remember, we've already gone through and done this when we did textual evidence lesson. That was lesson number 3. So we've already gone through and isolated the evidence, so go through again and take a look at it. Okay, now remember, I've got to survey the evidence. That means I've got to go through my evidence, figure out which ones I want to use and what pieces of the evidence are really the most relevant for the argument. So first I'll start with TE number 2, and I've underlined should not be under the school's control. So basically the point here is that cell phones should not be under the school's control. The implication is that it's for a parent, not the school, to decide if the student should have a cell phone. Third piece of textual evidence. Children's lives are also enriched by the freedom to travel. Okay, so cell phones make freedom of travel possible. Not only that, but freedom of travel allows children to go and explore extracurricular activities, which themselves may be educational. So freedom of travel can help with the child's education, and it's also made possible by cell phones. Let's look at the 4th piece of evidence. Go off in their backpacks or lockers. So cell phones are off and in their backpacks or lockers. The school system is governing my parenting and my children's behavior during non-school time. So we got 2 arguments here. First, and very important, we want to note that this author, this parent, thinks that cell phones should be off and in backpacks. That means that cell phones should not be in the classroom. Okay, this parent agrees with that. But when the school decides that a student shouldn't have cell phones at all, they're infringing on the parent's right Okay, the parent's decision to decide what's best for their child when the child is not in school. So this TE captures both points of the argument, okay, both aspects. Now we've got to figure out how can we summarize all of this and get our thesis statement. Okay, this thesis is a little bit more challenging than our Article 1 thesis. First of all, we've got more key points. Let's take a look at our key points. Cell phones should not be under the school's control. Gives the kids the freedom to travel to a variety of places. Cell phones should be off in the backpack. School systems governing my parenting, my children's behavior during non-school time. So, with a lot of ideas here, they don't all seem to gel together. Much more challenging thesis to write. How do we capture all these ideas in that concise one-sentence summary? Well, here's my attempt. While cell phones should not be in the classroom, restricting students from having cell phones impacts their freedom and infringes on the rights of parents. Take a minute to look at the key points. Take a minute to look at my thesis. Let's see, did I get all those key points into the thesis? Of course, you remember from our Article 1 thesis that it's very important that the thesis contain the sort of seeds for the body paragraphs. And as you can see, this thesis does contain the body paragraph seeds. First body paragraph infringes on the rights of parents. We're going to discuss that. Second body paragraph impacts students' freedom. We're going to discuss how taking away a cell phone impacts the student's freedom. And then the third body paragraph, which is a little bit sort of related to body paragraph 1, cell phones restrict in the classroom, infringes rights of parents. What we're going to bring out here in body paragraph 3 is the part of the thesis that we say while cell phones should not be in the classroom. So we're really going to acknowledge the author's argument that cell phones have no place in the classroom. We're going to acknowledge that argument in body paragraph 3. Now in our last presentation I walked you through sentence by sentence Article 1 analytical essay. So I think you're pretty much ready to do the rest of this essay on your own. You're going to use the thesis and the textual evidence from this presentation. You're going to write a 5-paragraph essay explaining why cell phones should not be banned. Okay. Now keep in mind you have the Article 2 essay outline, which will help you structure your essay. All you got to do is put the sentences in the right boxes. It really tells you how to go about writing this essay. Now also keep in mind you've got the model essay for Article 1. So you should take out that Article 1 model essay because that will also help guide you through this process. And again, here's our essay outline for Article 2. This has all the evidence. It has a space for you to write your thesis, a space for you to summarize your body paragraphs, and it has a line-by-line, sentence-by-sentence outline for the entire remainder of the essay. Okay, you should really only be looking at this slide after you've completed your Article 2 essay. This is the final task that I'm going to leave you with, and after you can pretty much manage this task, then you're ready to go on to take compositional risks, and transitional words and sequences pretty much run its course and accomplish what it can accomplish. So what's our final task? Well, use textual evidence from Article 1 and Article 2 and explain why cell phones should or should not be banned. Your response must include an introduction and thesis statement. So again, we're going to do a 5-paragraph analytical essay, except now you use both articles, and now you get to say your own opinion. You get to choose an article, choose a side, and your thesis statement will really reflect your decision. So let me give you a brief overview on how you can approach this prompt. I'm just giving you a very skeletal outline now that will guide you through your response to this comparative essay. First, in your introduction, you know you're going to frame the issue, put your thesis. In your thesis, you're going to state which of the 2 articles or authors you agree with, okay? Now, how do you know which one you agree with? Well, you survey the evidence. You look through all of the evidence that you've accumulated from both articles, and you figure out, based on the evidence that you've looked at and analyzed, which pieces of evidence you agree with most. Okay? Then you summarize that evidence, and that's your thesis. Body 1, we're going to do a little differently than we've done in the past, because now I'm asking you to compare 2 different articles, so we're going to devote Body 1 entirely to Article 1. And in this body, I'm asking that you write 7 to 8 sentences, which we have not done before, but by this time, hopefully you're familiar enough with the word phrases and categories so that you can easily do this. I'm also asking that you put 2 pieces of evidence from Article 1 into Body 1. That also shouldn't be too challenging since we've already isolated evidence and really you've already written body paragraphs with this evidence. Body 2, Article 2. Same thing, except now we're going to do the second article. Okay, we're going to do the article saying that cell phones should not be banned. Then in Body 3, no TE, but you're going to offer your opinion. You're going to basically comment now entirely on the evidence that you've already presented. This is where you talk about your opinion, you discuss the pros and cons of either side, and why you found the evidence, why you found certain evidence more persuasive than other evidence. Okay. Obviously, your thesis statement is going to guide all of the remainder of the essay, and hopefully you'll be able to see exactly where you're going in Body 1, 2, and 3 from your thesis statement. And finally, the conclusion, not so different from what we've done before. You're going to open up the argument, discuss some of the larger issues that are in the background with technology and learning, etc. So we've done a lot with transitional words and sequence. You've done the basic 5-sentence paragraph. You've used multiple sequences to analyze textual evidence. You've looked at textual evidence and learned how to write a thesis statement. You've done your analytical essay. Now you've done an analytical essay with evidence from 2 different sources. And so you're ready now. You've got the confidence, hopefully, so you're ready to take compositional risks. It's time to infuse your writing with the personality, imagination, creativity, and alter your sentence structure, change your syntax, change your word choices, use new and different vocabulary, and try to really capture the different and nuanced way you perceive the world with your writing. That's your new goal now, to make your writing more individual, to make your writing really reflect who you are, to find your voice. Hopefully Transitional Words and Sequence has given you the confidence so that you can start this journey. And I thank you very much for taking a look at these lessons and riding with me and checking it all out. And good luck in the future.